As we know that our development team is going to build a service ticket system, let me briefly break down the structure of this system. It consists of UI, API, and database. A UI is a user interface, and this is the web page that the user will see. And so UI is an interface that helps to communicate between the application and the human. The database is where we store and retrieve information like the customer issues, service history, and the status of the service ticket. On the other hand, the API or the application programming interface is a layer that helps to communicate between application to application. In our case, the API is the middleman who helps the web page to communicate to the application that is responsible talking to the database. So in a modern web application, there could be hundreds of APIs. For example, when you go visit websites like Amazon or eBay, every action, every information displayed on the web pages, and whether or not you can see it, there is one API that takes care of it. Web development has become sophisticated in the last 10 years. Developers have become specialized and now usually is grouped into two types of developers. One is called the front-end developers, where they take care of the UI, and back-end developers take care of the development of API and database. And full-stack developers means that they take care of both front-end and back-end, just like the old time. So it looks like our assignment is to take care of the user interface. In a software architecture, we call the UI portion the presentation layer or the presentation tier. Okay, let's discuss the basic structure of a web page. It consists of three text files: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Think of the HTML file as the container of the web page. This also means that the web page is written in the HTML code, as it provides the content and the structure of a web page. Without the HTML file, there is no web page. When you loaded a web page on your browser, the browser reads the HTML file first, and according to the HTML codes on the HTML file, it may load other files such as CSS, JavaScript, or images when it is written on the HTML file. For example, if there is no instruction to load an image or to load the CSS or JavaScript file, they will not be loaded at all. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means that it has hyperlinks where you can go anywhere on the internet by clicking on a link, also called the hyperlink. In the 90s, there was not much you can do with the web pages except clicking on hyperlinks to go to the new web pages. Okay, so what is CSS anyway? CSS, or the casting style sheet, gives the look and feel of the page, like the font size, spacing of display components. JavaScript, on the other hand, gives dynamic actions or life to the web page. For example, it gives actions when you press a button on the page. Wait, I heard more people are talking and it seems like more people are walking down the hallway. What time is it? Yes, it's lunchtime. After lunchtime, here is my plan. At 1 p.m., I will do the HTML page. At 2 p.m., I plan to do the CSS style sheet. At 3 p.m., I plan to do the JavaScript file.